Hello, everyone. Man, I gotta make sure to, like, turn this down when I'm editing this. Hey, everybody. Uh, for those that don't know, I took the week off of streaming, uh, for my own mental health. Uh, plus to, like, get some stuff done around the house, just cleaning, making sure things are getting done that need to get done, that kind of thing, right? I also got sick. Man, getting sick rocks, right? Jesus, it's just not a good time. It has not been a very good time uh trying to get stuff done and keep my head straight, you know? Just a lot of stuff's been on my mind, and as I always say, I'm always going to be honest with my audience. I want you guys to, like, be aware, not like everything that's going on with me, but like if I'm not okay, I'm not okay. I don't want people like trying to theorize about stuff going on in the background like they did with like Game Grumps and all that kind of stuff, cuz like you don't need that. I don't need that. It's cringe. It's bad to have that kind of happen where like people are like, "Oh my god, is something bad happening? Does he have a mistress?" No. I don't for a fact, by the way. Uh so there has been a lot of problems in the world. Shock, I know. Uh but some of those things are related around Warhammer and the gaming industry and my job as a content creator. And of course, like some of it's the tried and true. Oh my God, he's worried about numbers. We're all worried about numbers. We're all worried about like, are we actually entertaining? Are we actually like worth watching? That kind of thing, and it's a struggle for a lot of content creators, especially myself, to see the value in our work because the current YouTube system is just it's annoying to deal with, and it doesn't unless you know how to read charts and read numbers and stuff. What looks like bad shit happening actually might be good shit, and what looks like good shit might be happening might be bad shit, and it's extremely confusing. And it's why I'm not allowed to look at my numbers anymore. Only my wife is, because my wife made a hard rule that in order to avoid depression and self-destructing, I can't look at numbers. Like, I can't look at my YouTube numbers or my Twitch numbers for that matter. But let's talk about like the stuff that's been getting to me as a Warhammer content creator, and not just like a Warhammer content creator, but a creator nonetheless. Uh, so I had a massive spike in viewership. I had a massive spike in subscribers, and that is amazing. That is wonderful. And to anyone who subscribed, who watched my videos, who are currently doing that, you are amazing. You are great. Thank you so very fucking much. You are absolutely wonderful people. It is one of my greatest dreams is coming true. But with success comes new problems and new anxieties. One of those anxieties is one of those anxieties is that I am trying to figure out the best thing possible for me schedule wise. Because with a new audience, with more people, obviously you want to step up your content game. You can't just keep doing the same thing you've been doing over and over and over again. You need to like take a little bit more time with your videos. You need to take a little bit more time making sure those edits are a little bit better than how you would normally do them. And I've been doing that. But you also get an influx of brand new personalities and people that are either wanting to impress you, wanting to show like their appreciation for you as a person, as someone who knows what they're talking about, or genuinely is just like a new creator that has funny screams. My friend Mitsuki told me that one of the reasons why she became friends with me is because I scream real funny. I do the funny screams. And yeah, watching a lot of people react to me and my streams, yeah, I do scream the funny. Not the only reason she made friends with me, she reassured me, but like one of the reasons. Another thing about me is that, like, another thing, like, when it comes to me is that I get, like, overwhelmed and my brain just, like, clocks out when there's an overabundance of people and I lose questions in chat and such, or like YouTube doesn't show me every comment, and like I have to go into the video, I have to go down to the comments section, look at newest comments to see all my comments, because like, yeah, YouTube is my YouTube notifications thing isn't going to show me like everything, because like there's hundreds of you commenting both on my shorts and on my main videos as well. And it is one of those things where you miss a lot, and I feel bad if I don't address any comment asking a genuine question, or someone who genuinely is correcting something that I fucked up. Because I know, like, there are people who are like, hey, in this book, it says this instead. I don't know where you got your source, but it says this in this book. And then, if I can't find that comment, I feel bad, right? And, like, there was a comment from, like, 6 months ago that pointed out a mistake that I made in a video. Oh, was he now? And I felt really bad for missing it. Because, like, no, that person was right. That person was correct. And I couldn't validate them on being right when I looked into it. Which sucks. Because I am someone that... Oh, Jesus. Well, thank you, Blocky. I'll have to deal with that in editing, but, It's one of those things where it's just like, as a creator, I want to make sure my audience understands that I do listen to them. And that if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I will fess up to being wrong each and every time. I am not perfect. I am infallible. And I will never claim to be perfect. Because I'm always learning still. That being said, there are plenty of other people that are just frustrating to deal with because they just refuse to acknowledge that they're wrong. Which, fuck those people. They are genuine fucking assholes. And they suck. There is nothing wrong admitting that you're wrong. It is okay to be wrong, so long as you admit it when it happens. And I am always filled with anxiety, even if I research something from the bottom up, making sure that, like, everything was right. But even then, like, there's that worry that I'm wrong. And it does bug me. And I know, like, with the Necron video that I'm working on, I am very worried that, like, I missed something. Even though I read every codex that I could to give you the best need-to-know information that I could give. Why aren't these Marines coming? Come on, you. Fuck you too, dude. And it's just a constant anxiety that I have. And then there's, like, the video performance and everything. And my performance is getting better. Like, the viewerships and everything, I am doing fine. But it's anxiety that every creator has. And to my fellow creators who are feeling anxiety right now about their viewership and everything, I know a lot of people will say, don't look at the numbers. The numbers are just going to make you depressed, and they're not always accurate. And that's true. And that is good advice. You shouldn't always look at the numbers, because those numbers, if you don't know how to read them, they are always going to look worse than they do. And the last thing you need is to read something and feel like you're doing bad, when in reality, it's YouTube telling you, hey, this is an average for you. An average is always better than a null or a negative. Now, that's not saying every video you're going to have is going to be a success. Not every joke is going to land. And that is a hard lesson to teach both veteran and newer creators. It's a hard lesson that I've had to continue to learn over and over and over again, time and time again. And it's stressful. It is one of those stressful things that you can't necessarily turn off. And it's part of the reason why I need to take a break this week to get my faculties in order, to get my brain back in proper functioning form, because I was over-stressing about stuff that I can't control. And needing to essentially give my brain a factory reset on my creative process, because I felt like I was falling behind on promises, on stuff that I was supposed to be doing. And I'm not. I haven't fallen behind. But when I made my new schedule, my brain hadn't adjusted yet to that new schedule, where When a video is done, it's done. It gets uploaded to Patreon the day after it's done or the day of it's done. Then the Saturday of the week after I upload it to Patreon is the Saturday it gets uploaded. But my brain hasn't caught up with that yet. So if I'm sitting here working and editing a video on Thursday, I feel like I'm behind when I'm not. And then when you feel like that, your brain will spiral. It'll go down a drain of fear and anxiety that you're letting your audience down, that you're letting your family down. At least for me. And that stuff can be crippling. And if it's crippling, you're not doing your job. And it just makes it worse. I also have had the... I also have had a problem with scheduling stuff in my real life now because of that. I find very little time to hang out with my friends and my family because I'm always in my office. I'm always in this box, essentially, working on videos for you guys. And that was part of the job that I didn't think about when I became a content creator. Because you don't think about it, right? When you see like people like Markiplier, Bricky, and others, you don't think about what they're doing 24/7. Now, in the case of Markiplier and Bricky, they have editors and such. They have people who they hired to do the editing for them. But back in the day, when they were doing the editing all on their own, it was this. You are sitting in your office, you are just doing shit in the office, getting videos edited all by yourself, lonely, and probably staying up way past the time you should have gone to bed. And then you wake up grumpy and exhausted in the morning, and then you go back to repeat the process, and you just hate the fucking job you're doing until it's done. And that's part of the process. Like, it's part of the creative process, and it sucks. Another thing is that even as a content creator, if you ignore, like, you have to learn to ignore people as best you can. But I was raised by two very loving parents who, as they taught me in my life, don't take shit lying down. Pick your fights. Specifically pick your fights. But don't take shit lying down. If someone says something wrong and is being, like, intentionally wrong, I feel a need in my gut to correct it. Not like, oh, well, actually, pushes up glasses like a fucking nerd who's about to mansplain something you already know. But, like, genuinely, if I hear something wrong, my brain just goes, ah, ah. But There are people that either have already explained it to them in a way better fashion than I could have, or like, I need to take a minute, let the annoyance of the wrongness leave my body, and then explain, hey, that's actually incorrect. And Jesus Christ, it's gonna fuck me over for the rest of the mission. Uh, and explain in a way that makes them feel like they're not an idiot for saying what they said. While with others, no, I do need to tear them down. Why are you throwing grenades, you fuck? And it's just one of those things where there are some people where I feel like I do need to, like, kick them down from the mound of shit they think is a high horse. Is it always worth it? No. Have I convinced everyone doing... Have I convinced, like, some people that have been blatantly wrong like that to change their ways? Some. Not all. But it's extremely frustrating to deal with those kinds of people. Like, I made a short on a crusty piece of shit's video who's been a blight on the Warhammer community, especially in the online space for years. And people... I have people asking, did you even watch the video? You do realize there's a transcript, right? I can just read that. I can just read that. I don't have to give that fucker a single cent of ad revenue, because that's what he wants. And it's not like it matters anyway, because he's being paid to say horrible shit. And it is extremely frustrating dealing with the village fool who won't actually engage with the thing they're talking about because they don't want to. Because they either don't like being wrong, they don't like being challenged, so they shut off immediately and just go to, well, you're wrong, even though they have no evidence that you're wrong. They can't prove that you're wrong, and all they have is petty insults. But as well, like, you can't expect everybody to see everything. The internet, although everything is public, you don't see everything. You don't hear everything. I had people that in my life that didn't know that specific events were happening, or that people had shown evidence that they were innocent of something they were declared guilty of by a mob of people, and they're just like, oh, shit. Or, a perfect example is, like, when I'm talking about, like, how game design and, like, everything happens, there's plenty of, like, stuff out there when a bad game gets, like, railed on, and no one actually listened to, like, the creators and devs about what actually went down, and what stuff got in the way. And it's entirely just like, oh, I didn't know that. Fuck! And then they feel bad. And no one wants to feel bad or wrong, again. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating because you're trying to figure out, like, okay, are you genuinely ignorant of these things? Or, like, are you just bullshitting me? Are you just lying to me? It's always going to be one of those scenarios, like, are you genuine with me, or are you fucking bullshitting me? And it leads to a moment of, like, how hard do I need to come, like, how hard do I need to go? Or, like, do I need to go hard at all? And it's why, like, I've been doing, like, I've been poking, like, I've been using, like, the prodding question, like, you want to elaborate? You want to elaborate on that so I understand, like, what the fuck you mean? because people are vague, either intentionally or unintentionally. And if it's unintentional vagueness, then it's usually like, oh, you're saying shit that, like, at the start sounds bad, but when you elaborate, okay, good to know that, like, you're not a piece of shit. But then the people that, you know, they elaborate further, you're just like, oh, you're scum of the earth. Good to know. And you don't want to deal with scum of the earth. You just don't. It's a waste of time, and you are not in charge of their journey. That is their responsibility, and they won't learn until shit hits the fan in their life. Which a lot of people be learning nowadays. A lot of people be learning that acting like a fucking dickhead is gonna get you in shit. It's just been part of that learning process, right? Another problem that has come up for me personally is that with this growth that I've had, more eyes are on me, more people are wanting to talk with me and collab with me. And that's exciting. I am very happy to, like, see these people who I admire and or want to get to know more of. Genuinely wanting to talk with me and hang out with me, but at the same time, there is a fear and a worry that now I'm the scary one. Now, like, people don't want to talk to me because they're scared of me. Not like a scared, like, oh my god, he's a freak. Oh my god, he's an asshole. But, a fear of, oh, I don't want to annoy him, or, I don't want him to feel like I'm only using him for views. Because that shit is a concern for some people, and it's very hard to reassure others that that's not how your friendship is with them. That's not how you feel about them at all. But just because you can say it doesn't mean their brain believes it. And as someone who suffers from depression, who suffers from these feelings of inadequacy or anxieties, it's one of those things where it's just like, there's not a lot you can say or do to fix it. Or change their brain on, like, on the feelings. Even if you prove those feelings wrong. Oh, I'm stuck. And then that leads to further feelings of isolation. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It doesn't matter how many people are watching you. It doesn't matter the number go up. This is a lonely job. This is very lonely. I work from home a lot. At home, it is lonely because my wife goes to work because we need to pay rent. There's not a lot. There's not a lot to do at home alone. aside from like paint and build models. Uh, and then since I'm streaming in the evenings and Warhammer is in the evenings, I can't always go down to Warhammer to play games. Uh, and then like even when you're playing online with your friends, there's a difference between playing a tabletop game on Tabletop Sim compared to playing in real life. And again, I love my friends online. They are wonderful, amazing people. But there is a difference. There's a physical difference. And that physicality is what matters. Because we are social animals at the end of the day. We are very social creatures. And it's hard being alone and isolated in your office for 5 to 6 days of the week for an entire day each day. And it's why like I relish any opportunity to go to a tournament, to just go out for a walk. I relish any opportunity. And I know like a lot of people have been like, but you're very sociable and talkable online. I have to be to keep my sanity. And then like there's the worry and the fear that I'm being annoying. Because when you're told that, when you're told from a very young age when you're around people that you're annoying, or like people are not trying to be mean about it, but they're trying to like tell you you're a little much, but like in that way where it comes off meaner than they intended it to be. Because there's a difference between like being an asshole about it and just being like, oh my god, you're so fucking annoying, to being like, hey buddy, you're being a little much, could you tone it back? It can come off the wrong way, and that is extremely crippling and damaging to a young mind when you don't take the time, or someone tries to explain it and they're not good at it. My dad learned that the hard way, that he was never good at explaining that stuff to me, and he has expressed regret in some of the ways that he tried to explain that I was being a little much. Because he sees what's happened to me with like my depression and stuff, and he's just like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. And he feels bad about it. Because he didn't mean it to be that way. And so there are times where like I don't talk to people for weeks because I'm just like, nah, they're busy. Nah, they're doing stuff. Don't worry about it. Oh, they're live right now. Don't talk to them. It's okay. They're busy. I justify isolating myself because of that. And my friends are just like, I haven't heard from you like weeks. What happened, dude? And I'm like, you were busy. And they're like, no, I wasn't. The fuck? Are you okay? And I'm like, oh, I misread the situation entirely again. And then when people do want to make plans with me, I just don't do them. Because my brain's just like, I'm busy, I have stuff to do, I need to get it done. Which then further isolates me. And like an Ouroboros eating his own tail, causing his own problems. And it's awful. And I don't mean to do it. But depression be a huge bitch, right? And I need to be more responsible of my mental health like that. Because if I'm not, you can have a serious crash out and break down in the middle of your kitchen. Which happened to me a few times. And, I watched Gremlin Mace stream today, the day I'm recording this. And she was talking about like a lot of stuff from her own mental health issues and such, and concerns that she has about her job and how she's coming off and everything. And can't help but relate, and it kind of inspired me to just like start talking about it as well. Though more in the style of like a Bricky video when he's like trying to give life advice. By the way, you should watch those videos. They are very good and informative. But, yeah, it's more healthy to talk about this, and it's been hard to try and figure out a way how to talk about it. Because I've been sitting here spinning my wheels for like weeks trying to figure out why I'm waking up miserable, why I'm upset, and why I feel like ass. Well, turns out one of the reasons was I was getting sick. It's awful. And I am recovering. Like, I am feeling a lot better. But, I also just need to remember I need to turn off. I can't always be on. I need to, like, walk it back for a few minutes and just take time to me. Instead of, like, trying to bum rush three parts of a 35 to 40 minute video, do like a 5-minute section of it, turn off for the day, go make lunch, go paint, go watch a show, and then repeat the process the next day. Do a 5-minute section, turn off, go work on something else. Give your brain something else to do instead of like hyper focusing. And it's one of those very frustrating things where it's just like, I need to remember to do that. But then the work brain gets in the way and goes, well, if we're not working, we're not doing anything. And if we're not doing anything, we're not making money. And if we're not making money, we're going to starve. And if we're going to starve, we're going to die. And if we die, that means our wife is probably not doing too well either. Which means that you're letting your wife down. And that is the worst feeling in the world, is when you start feeling like you're letting everyone down. And I know I'm not letting anyone down, but it's rough. it's rough when like your brain gets this way because again, logic and reason are not at the forefront of your mind. It's the depression spikes at the forefront of your mind. And if the depression is doing the talking, then logic is out. And you never want emotion, you never want depression emotion to override logic. Because the moment that happens, you're in trouble. Because then when you're emotional, your brain just makes shit up. Like, it makes up that, like, you're worthless, that you have no worth, that everything you're doing is pointless, and that you should just quit, stop forever. When that's not what you should be doing. And there have been multiple times where, like, I just sat here questioning, am I doing right, or am I doing massive wrong? Am I actually helping people, or am I just being a guy who's wasting his time? And then compound all the previous issues of isolation, of knowing when to pick your fights. Yeah. It's led to me, like, getting so nervous and anxiety-ridden that my immune system shut down and I got sick. So, at the end of the day, like, what was the point of, like, this 42-minute video or longer? As I said, I always want to be honest with my audience. I always want to let you guys know, like, how I'm doing. But not, like, in the way of, like, where it's parasocial, where I rely on you guys for validation. Because if you're right, you're right. You don't need an audience to back you up on that. The facts should dictate the reality, not the emotion. And the fact is, I am succeeding. I am doing good. I am entertaining people, and I am helping people get into the hobby that I love and that I appreciate. That saved my life more than once. And gave me a community that loves and appreciates me for me. And that gave me a place to be my weird, kooky self. And that I get to share this wonderful community, this wonderful place with all the people that needed a place, that needed that needed that friendship, that kinship, that community. Because as someone who's been alone for a lot of his life,
Well done, Chief.
I don't want anyone to feel how I felt ever in my life. I don't want anyone to ever experience what I experienced. Being alone forever. Or being alone or isolated in the ways that I was when I was growing up. So, yeah. Sorry about the heartfelt video, this emotional video. It's more rambly, I know, but I hope like I came across. I hope like I'm understood, or that like I at least like you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But